Hi guys, welcome back. Right, this is I put it on Instagram the other day. This is the bungalow where I said I bought a Hager board. It's down there somewhere. I bought a fuse box board, so I thought I'd give that a go. I'll just run you through where I am. This is a good couple of videos back now. So we've had DNO in to come and put new isolation switch in and a new meter. This is the older MK board. Ignore that, I've had to, well, there's a plaster at the moment, so I'm going to make a temporary socket in a minute, so I'll do that in the video. I've got an old plastic, I think it's an old Crabtree little garage board that I'll just put in place, stick that socket on, so he's got some power to do his mixing. Right, fuse box. I bought this from my local wholesaler. I was tempted to buy it online, but I sort of just left it a bit late for delivery. So this is the 10-way one with an SPD. Open it up for you. It. Right, first impressions, quite a neat little board to be honest. Nice round edges, nice finish. Get inside, so you got your SPD, you got 100 amp main switch. Let me just take that off. Oh, I'm using a Hager screwdriver. Oh. Right, firstly, that's annoying. Obviously some fuse boards you'll have a little rubber washer on the back end, so it will always stay within the board so you can't lose them. So I suppose you've got to keep them safe. Right, let's have the front off. Right, well I've not had the front off it yet. Sorry if there's a bit of a flicker, there's a strip light in here. So let's take the cover off. Quite a solid thick buzz bar cover. Buzz bar, you've got a earthing cable with some nuts. I presume that's to go on, yeah, it's to go on the board cover. So I bought the RCBO board. So let's have a look at a few of these. Ooh, a little snack for later. Oh, do not eat. Okay, so what we got here? 20 amp. I think it's a B type. So what I've heard online last night on Instagram, and I put this on, so I'm fitting one of these tomorrow. People say they are making A-type ones now, so I think. So obviously that's just going to clip in there, nice and neat. So the price for this 10-way one, this is from my wholesale. I'm not quite sure on Fusebox Instagram or their website. 10-way board, and it comes with 8 RCBOs of my choice. Is £120 plus the VAT. Which in comparison to, let's say you go, which is my preferred board, a Hager one, I don't ever get RCBO boards purely the fact because it costs so much money. I think Hager RCBOs that I pay for are £28 plus the VAT, £30 plus the VAT, something like that. I asked yesterday, these are £14.50 plus the VAT, so you know, under half the price. So it then makes it affordable for myself to then start fitting RCBO boards with the surge protection installed as well already. You know, I'd rather fit RCBO boards. It's better for everyone. So, what I also got as well was the tail clamps. So I didn't ask the cost on them, and a few of the metal blanks. What would be nice to see is, you know, breaker-sized blank plates to go in, so if you physically can't take these off from the board cover, you know, it's completely sealed unit. But that's just because I'm used to Hager, to be honest. So that's one of them. So I'll sort of, because I've never done one of these Hager ones, I know how to make them neat. I know how to make them off, where to put the cables. There's not loads of room up here, because from this up here, we're going to be redoing the trunking. We're going to do top entry. So knocking a few of these out. I've got some really thick trunking to go on. So I might do rear entry and bring the board off a little bit and do it behind. I will have to have a look when I get to it. So yeah, it's just about making these neat, really. I have bought a new crimp and some ferrules to go in, because obviously I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, if you cut these off, you want to make it neat, you want to redo the end. So I thought, sod it, £18 from Amazon for the kit, so why not? So I'm gonna have a little fart around with that. I will video it. What we've got, let me just get this out of the way. Alright, this is the annoying thing with this place, is the board originally was there. This garage door's in the way. So let me just, without squashing too many things. Right, so the light in here is going to be crap once the power's off. So I'm going to do I told the plasterer I'm going to do a temporary socket for his plaster, and it's not. So I can plug this floodlight in. Haha. I brought 2 new cables down. One of these is the shower. It's not the shower. One of these is the kitchen. One of these is a couple of extra sockets in the lounge and one of the bedrooms. Up here, sockets for, it's been the garage for his last socket here. It's going to loop round, but I need to trim this off to put my new board in here. This adapter box is here. There is absolutely nothing wrong other than the gaping hole here, there, and at the top. You know, you can get your finger in it there, but I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to extend all these new cables down, so I've got enough length to make it nice and neat in the way I want. I have ordered some a new adapter box with a DIN rail that's got the through DIN rail connectors. You know what I mean? Yeah, one of them. But it's not come, and I've got to get the board done today. So I will make do with what I've got. I'll probably just Wago these through at the moment, leave enough slack in here to then redo afterwards, because I've got to come back at another point because there's no sockets on anywhere in the entire bungalow. It's just being painted at the moment, and we've just got all brush chrome finished stuff. So I said we'll leave them all off, get it all painted, we'll put it on afterwards, because I don't want stuff getting damaged, because it always falls back on you, doesn't it? So yeah, that's going to sort of be left the way it is for now. I will just block up the top. I'm going to put some expanding foam in there, I think, some fire rated stuff. So give me a couple of minutes to set up. I've got a few of my tools out. I'll put this board back away for a minute. I'll set it up on the tripod, and then I'll just do this temporary feed. This is my little temporary board that I use. This is an E-line one. Should have never read that. 63 amp RCD, 30 milliamp with a 20 amp and a 4 amp C4. Okay, temporary sockets on. It's some of my finest work, to be honest. I didn't want to cut the meat tails because I've got to reuse them for this one. I will be redoing that when I do mine. So let me just check the RCD. Of course the RCD doesn't trip. I need to turn it back on up there first. Right, that's on, that trips. Let me plug this in. Let's do a little ZS. It says shower, but it is a 20 amp. Anytime today. Sweet. Happy days. Let me just, for the sake of it, for the camera, let's do 5 times. Sweet. Do it once, it's not too important, it's just for literally one socket for the next hour. Right, now that's done, I can start ripping all the cables. That's the sockets in the rest of the place. So a couple of bedroom sockets, a couple of lounge sockets. That's the cooker. That's one socket that's in the airing, well, it was an airing cupboard, it was actually pushed back. So there's one little socket in there. One of these is the lights, and one of them is the garage lights. These garage lights have been ripped out because I've got my new ones up here, you can't see. Sorry, got interrupted by the plasterer. I'll stick it on a time lapse. I'm going to just rip all of this off. I've just realised that I've just put that there, and I'm probably going to put a piece of wood on here to then put that on. So fingers crossed it doesn't get in my way. If it is, I'll just move it over or just leave it loose. Yeah. Okay, I sort of had to stop recording for a little bit because people are in and out and whatnot. So what we've got here, put some trunking on. I didn't have a flat 90, so I made my own. It will pinch up together, even though it looks like it's a bit gappy at the moment. That's drilled to all-round band, support the cables through that. You all know that. Like I say, that's just staying the same until I can I get the other one in the post. For that, board on, I've put 20mm coupler through to bring it off from the board so I can get the cables down the rear entry. I think that's going to be the neatest option. Cut a board to suit. So the tails are going to be going externally through the tail gland. That's on the floor now. Obviously once this has been disconnected. So what I'm going to do, get the... Oh, don't lose the screws. Hang on a second. I'm trying to work in a bit of a small garage. It's a bit cramped. Hang on. Right. Don't lose that. Come on. Don't lose that. Right, so I'll do the knockouts at the back. I need to have a look in the bag they've given us if it's got a grommet strip on there for the back. If not, I do have a couple of Hager ones in the van. Oh no, I got it out here. So I'll be using that. So I'll stick it back on. What I've been doing is hanging it sort of from the ceiling. Just because if I try and record here perfectly, it's in my way. And I know you get a lot of shadow from this light as well. So I'll knock the back out. I'll multi-tool the back out and then we'll get that on and we can start feeding some cables in. Right, we're in position. I've turned that bloody light off. Well, to be honest, I'm getting too hot. So I've tried to be nice to you lot. I've positioned the camera to try not at my feet directly in front of me, so I'll sort of work round you. Well, we'll see how it goes because it might just really naff me off. I've marked out where the board's going to go, so I'll just do a tiny little pilot, make it a bit easier when I'm putting the board on. That one's a bit close to the screw. Right, so I can see from what this is, so this is obviously your earth going to your SPD. My main earth is going to have to go far left and then bonding. But what would you do if there's two bonding cables? Because you've only got your earth going in there for your SPD and then one earth, two earth. So where does the rest of them go? And then it wants me to earth the case as well. So this is a little earth fly lead for the cover. So I'm guessing, well, because it's a 10-way board, we can use 11 and 12 because we're only ever going to go up to 10 anyway. So, well, right. So what I normally do is push more out than I need. Excuse me. Get 4 fingers, bend it back on itself to give it a loop. And then, by pulling the tail back through the gland, it should give you a nice enough loop. That'll slot straight in. And I'll just do that with the neutral as well. Snip a little bit off the end there, I think. Great, half of that one in my shoe. There we go. Right, sort of pull them into positions where they're going to be. So 6mm will be first, and there's 4 2.5s and then 2 1mm. So pull that across. I'm just going to strip them back now. Or am I? Ooh. See, obviously because I'm doing one of these boards, let's see how it sits. So I'll just try this one to start with. I'll strip them back so you've still got the greys coming in, but they'll go down, I think, because it'll give me enough loom to then loop up live and neutral. Sorry, live and neutral. And then obviously your fly lead will then go across the neutral bar, and then the earth, so I'll just bring them up across and then loop them round. Yeah, I'll try that. So far so good, to be fair. I'm enjoying it actually. It's nice and neat. Back entry seemed to be a good option for it. There's loads of space to make it neat. I'm just fiddling around with this. I'm just gonna put the lid on it now, get it out of the way. Bonding's in, main earth in, tails are in, so they're gonna be brought up last job. Obviously with this, because there's some stuff not wired in still, you know, you've still got not many sockets and switches on some bit. I can't really turn it on. The only one I can turn on is going to be the kitchen circuit, because I finished that off yesterday with Adam. Oh, the reason Adam's not with me today is at college, so good opportunity to get this done, sort of thing, because he'd just be standing here doing nothing. As much as I did say to him I want him here to watch how, you know, run through it all with him, let him have a little play. He's at college, so it's just the way it falls, unfortunately. This is the crimper that I bought off Amazon, 18 quid, and it came with, oh, there they are, all them. So I've never used one before. I was half tempted to do some them on the earths as well, you know. Let me know what you think if you would do that. I don't really know. So I'm just gonna I've dressed it as neatly as I thought it would go. I brought the neutrals through, so I'm just gonna sort of fling them up, bring them round, tuck them in. If I'm gonna have to snip a bit off, I'll snip a bit off, and then I'll start crimping it. So like I say, I'll just time lapse this bit again. Okay, a few things that I've learned about crimping. I crimped the sheathing bit as well as the end metal bit as well. Soon learned they shouldn't have done it like that, but they're in, they're nice and secure, so they ain't going anywhere. Obviously that's a bigger cable because it's for the 6 months, it's 32 amp RCBO, so that needed a bigger crimp. I've stuck a blue cable tie around there and one at the back to make it as neat as possible. I've just used my Brother label printer and printed some so water, gas, main for that, and it's just decided to smash and destroy three very expensive cartridges. That's just chewed it up, and then I did it to another one. It's chewed that up. So I was gonna do a video on this, the P-Touch E550W. Amazing bit of kit, especially for fuse boards and you labelling stuff up all the time. But Dave Savory did a video a couple of months back, so I'll put that in the description at the end and link the video in, so it's well worth a watch. It taught me a few things that I didn't know about my own printer. So now that I'm pretty much in, I'm just going to put the lid on that and everything at the moment. Obviously, like I said at the beginning, that's going to be redone when my bits turn up. So the main bit's done now, which I'm happy about. And then I will get the mains connected up and the earth. Bloody phone calls. It was Adam. He finished college early, so he can come here and tidy all this mess I've made. Wonderful. Yeah, get that on, clip that up, and then I'll be back in a sec. Okay, we've got some lids on and whatnot. Prodigal son returns. Start tidying my mess up. Good lad. Covers on, tails are in, clip back, tightened up, main earth in. Last thing to do, buzz bar. I can fire this up, but I can only literally put the kitchen. Oh, I can put the lights on as well. So I can do the kitchen and the lights, but that's really all I can show you today until we can get all the stuff done. So I'll bang this in, flick it on, and then I'll just sort of do an overview of what, you know, how good it's been. Okay, power's on just the socket circuit in the kitchen. It works. Obviously, I've already tested this beforehand because the old board was on. We'd already livened that up as well, so I'm not going to turn anything else on. I'll make sure I put some lock and off kits so no one can be turning anything on. This is the sticker sheet that they give you. I know they have done an updated version now, which I saw on their Instagram, with some Surge stickers on and bits and bobs. I don't normally use standard stickers. I just print them off my brother printer. A few little bits and bobs. I forgot to use the clamp, tails clamp, so I'll save them for next time. Tried to just use my brother printer and it's just chewed up 3 tapes, so that's obviously faulty. So I was buying cheap Chinese cassettes for it because they cost a fortune, so probably my own fault there. Fuse box. Would I use them again? 100%. 100%. I think they're wicked. For the cost and the quality, to be fair, because, you know, some people here and there say, you know, it's got a few sharp edges, it's this and that. I can't really find any faults with it. I'd like a few more terminals on the earth bar for your bonding. Maybe a tiny little bit more space at the top for hide your cables. I've heard that they're looking at the miniature RCBOs anyway. But to have something with surge protection, with a good space, that's a good looking board, and the price it is, and the price of the RCBOs individually, you cannot go wrong. I'll still be using Hager every now and then for cost difference and size difference, but I know these guys do a 6-way, a 10-way, a 14-way, I think, and you get the option to have SPD or not. But for the cost that it is, it's just worth having it in there anyway, and eventually everyone will be able to have one. So yeah, highly recommend. I know it's not a full video of the testing and go around turning stuff on. I just can't do it here. So I wanted to get this done, see how usable it was, how neat it was. Yeah, user friendly really, and yeah, top marks for me definitely. So if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.